It's time for another 5 minutes of free advice brought to you by 7 Games. Did you like my little intro jingle thing? I thought I should have one. I could have sang, but trust me, if you had heard my singing, neither of us would enjoy that. So today's free advice all has to do with Zeno's paradox. Zeno, if you're an old Greek dude, you probably know, had a series of paradoxes. Or maybe you don't. He only had one that was really famous, and it's the one that has afflicted me lately and why I am so exhausted. Zeno basically said that nobody can ever get anywhere because before you can get somewhere, you have to be halfway there, right? And before you can get the other half, you have to be three-fourths the way there. You have to get half of the remaining half. And then before you can get that whole remaining quarter, you have to get half of that. So then you have an eighth of the way remaining. And then you get half of that and you have a 16th of the way remaining. But you never actually can get anywhere. That's how I feel lately. I have been working on two new games, Forgotten Trail and Aztec, and they're going to be really cool. But first, we're working on Forgotten Trail. We got the beta version of that out. We had to get the beta version of Aztec out. I spent 8 hours along with the invisible developer, my husband that no one sees, in a school today installing games on computers, updating them. I'm going to go back there on Friday. There's been this enormous amount of work, and yet you can't really see it in the finished games because they're still in beta. And in the previous games that we did, we have all these great ideas that people have been giving us and that we had ourselves that we want to go back and put in, but we haven't been able to do them because we have these other games that we had committed to do. And so we get closer and closer and closer to having these amazing games, but they're not done. And that's how I feel. However, one of the things that keeps me from getting too discouraged, and if you don't listen to any other advice that I give you, listen to this. I know that everybody's first draft of everything sucks. I'm sure whoever is the greatest ballet dancer in the Russian ballet or the New York City ballet or whatever the cool ballet thing is, the first time he or she got up and tried to do a pirouette ballet thing, they probably fell over. They looked like an idiot. I can guarantee you that the first time I did any judo throws, I did not look that impressive at all. And I have taught lots of people who ended up really good at everything from judo to statistics. And yeah, everybody's first draft of everything sucks. The reason we get discouraged a lot is that we compare our first draft with other people's final product. And so we say, oh my gosh, this game is just not as good as World of Warcraft. This is nothing like Assassin's Creed. Oh my gosh, we will never get there. But you will. So remember that. Everybody's first draft of everything sucks. Don't compare your first draft to other people's final product. And when you are really exhausted and you feel like, oh my gosh, it's never going to get done. And I feel that way. But then I look back at things, whether it's a book I wrote or an article or a class I taught or the very first game that we made, eventually things do get done. Zeno was wrong. Oh my gosh, it's Valentine's Day. I didn't get you anything. Well, actually, I did. So I mentioned the games that we were working on for Valentine's Day. If you want to go to 7generationgames.com and put in the discount code when you buy a game, advice, I will give you 25% off of the games and I will send you a copy of Forgotten Trail. And this will be really interesting because Forgotten Trail is something that we've been working on and we had to kind of set aside for months because we had committed to finish this bilingual game and then we're going to flip back to it in a few weeks. So you will get a copy of Forgotten Trail now and then a couple months from now you'll get the new version and you'll see how much closer we got. So again, Zeno is wrong. Happy Valentine's Day. Discount code advice.